This Shopify store is making around $10 million a month selling wellness patches, a product category that a lot of people are skeptical about, and somehow this brand went from basically unknown to massive in only 10 months. In this video I'm going to break down how the store is structured, how the offer works, and the psychology behind why people keep on buying despite the controversy. And at the end I'm going to show you how you can rebuild a page like this in minutes using an AI-powered Shopify page builder without hiring a developer or waiting weeks to launch it. I'm not here to tell you whether the product works or not. What I'm looking at here is how a brand takes a product that sits in the gray area, builds a clean and credible store around it, and turns that into millions in monthly revenue. I'm here to break down the business and the conversion logic behind it because a lot of these principles can be applied to almost any other product. The brand is called Ledisa. They sell what they call GLP-1 support patches, and around 12.4 million people visited their store last month. A store that barely existed last year had around 100,000 visitors in November. By January that jumped to 4 million, and by March this year it hit 12 million visitors. And that kind of growth doesn't happen by accident. Almost all that traffic lands on one product page, their GLP-1 patch. At their peak, they were running between 200 and 600 ads at once. The format is almost always video, and the creative follow kind of the same structure every time. Same script, different visuals. Some are AI generated, which tells you that they were testing a lot. Their targeting is well focused too. Women dealing with cravings and weight management with a strong lean toward menopause related messaging. The brand gets real criticism online around whether the product actually does what the name implies. I'll come back to that in just a bit, but their Trustpilot still sits at 4.3 stars out of 5 across over 2,800 reviews, which tells us that a meaningful portion of the customers are happy enough to say that publicly. The store runs on the free Dawn theme from Shopify, the same theme you can start up today at no cost at all. At $10 million a month, they are not paying for a premium theme, and that's worth keeping in mind if you're waiting to upgrade before you scale. Their page speed score is around 30%, which is quite slow. This is likely due to theme customizations done without much attention to performance best practices, because otherwise they don't run too many apps. And when it comes to branding, Ledisa does not mean anything specific in plain English. It reads like a modern wellness brand name, soft, feminine, clean, the kind of name that fits naturally in the supplement space without needing too much explanation. The real work is done by the product name itself, GLP-1 daily support patches. GLP-1 is a term most people now associate with Ozempic and the wave of weight loss medications that have been in the news for years now, and placing the term in the product name is a direct signal to anyone who has heard of GLP-1 and wondered if there is a simpler non-injection version. Daily support makes it feel like a routine. Patches handles the format in one word. The name does a lot before the customer reads anything else. The page opens with a statement above the buy box. 30,217 women started their GLP-1 patch transformation in the last 2 months, and that's specific enough to feel real and place before you see the price or make any decision. Under the title we have a list of benefits: no constant hunger, the scale finally moves, snack thoughts disappear. Each one directly speaks to something the target customer thinks about every day. The copy doesn't ask you to understand the product, it reflects your problem back to you. Before the buy box we have a message that says order by today's date to claim discount. The important part is that this message updates daily, so it always feels current and pushes you to act now. You can also see at the top in the announcement bar that there is a sale currently running, which makes it feel even more urgent. Now the default selection on the page is the 3-month supply on subscription, already pre-selected when you land. That gives the customer the largest discount at 50% off, while also locking in a monthly recurring charge for Ledisa. Now if you switch to a one-time purchase, the page visually punishes you for it. Once you click on it, the one-time option expands and shows crossed out no free shipping and discount on first order only. This way the page makes saying no to the subscription feel like a downgrade, not just a different choice. The 3 bundle option follow a classic discount ladder: buying more saves you more. The 3-month option is labeled most popular, which actually does the thinking for the customer. Most people don't want to make a mistake, and if most buyers are choosing it, that makes it feel like a safe choice. And by pushing the 3-month supply front and center, they try to keep the customer using the product long enough to make it a habit. Here's what's interesting about how Ledisa handles social proof. They don't actually use a full review section on the product page. What you see instead is a star rating near the product title and a badge showing over 100,000 customers. While most big brands load a dynamic review section with dozens of text reviews below the fold, Ledisa skips that completely. For a product with as much debate around it, not showing this section might be a deliberate choice. Let the ratings speak, not the individual comments. Below the buy box, the page quickly shows trust signals like lab-tested, plant-based, science-backed, and these are short labels that directly address common concerns customers might have. There is also a doctor quote under the Designed by Experts, Recommended by Doctors section, which adds credibility for hesitant buyers. I can't speak about its legitimacy, but this section does its job. And they also have here a 90-day money-back guarantee badge that reduces hesitation and reinforces trust. The page also uses accordion tabs for customers that need more information. That keeps it visually clean without hiding information. Lower on the page we have the FAQ section that covers 3 questions a skeptical buyer would actually ask: how it works, whether it's safe or not, and what happens if it doesn't work for me. The last answer is interesting because it subtly shifts the reason for failure away from the company and towards the customer's body that's not responding the same way. At the same time, the 90-day money-back guarantee makes the purchase feel risk-free, even though in practice most people will never ask for a refund. And if you look closely at the returns policy, refunds might not even apply once the product has been opened and used, since the returns require the item to be unused and it's in original packaging. And I'm pointing these things out for educational purposes. I'm not endorsing this exact strategy. The product page scales well on mobile, the buy box stacks cleanly, the options are easy to tap, and the subscription versus one-time comparison is well outlined. The page doesn't fall apart on small screens, which matters because almost all their traffic is likely coming from mobile devices. Now Ledisa has done a great job structuring this page, and this type of layout is already proven to work. If you want to build something like this for your own brand, the good news is that you don't need a developer or a full rebuild anymore. There is an AI-powered Shopify page builder called Instant, and with the help of AI, you can build and adjust pages like this in minutes, then publish directly to your store. Let me show you how that works. So this is Instant. You'll want to go ahead and start for free. Once inside the platform, you'll create one project. I have mine right here. So I have just one project started. You can also see it down below here. I just want to start building the page, and you can start right here at the top, or you can click this plus over here. And you're going to have here some options of things that you can build, but I always go to build with AI, and you have the option right here as well. You just can click it. And in here, you're going to have the option to import from Figma, which is really useful for people that work with professional designers. And you can also go and add an URL of a page that you want to replicate. And this is what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to click on this option, and I'm going to have here a prompt already inside this prompt box. I just have to go and replace this URL with the URL I want to replicate. So I'm going to go to Ledisa's product page. I'm going to copy the URL from here, and I'm going to head back to my prompt box over here. And I'm going to paste that instead. Because this is a product page, I'm going to change this landing page to say product, and I'm going to just click on this button over here. Now with the store connected, I can see my products right here. I have just one, so I'm going to select this one and I'm going to click apply. And after a couple of moments, I have here the plan. So it analyzes the Ledisa page and it gave me the structure. We have the hero, we have the patches versus pills section, how it works. So if I think this plan works, I can just go and build layout. And if I think something is not right, I can go and I can edit the plan. So if I click on edit plan, I can tell it what to do. But because I don't want to change anything from this plan, I think this works fine. I'm going to say Let's do it. And Instant already started building. And we have the hero section. So the section where we have the product, we have this widget at the top, we have the title, we have the reviews, we have the same type of layout as Ledisa has. And this took just a couple of moments. So we have also at the bottom the accordion tabs, we have the 90-day money back guarantee, the add to cart button, and so on. Then we have the why skin patch delivery works better. And as you can see, it looks quite similar to the one that we've just copied. Then underneath, we're gonna have the how Glivera works section, which on the original page looks something like this. In our case, looks like this. And I think our graphic is a little bit better than the original one because we have the skin graphic at the bottom. We have this section why Ledisa patches are the best way, and we have the same section built in a slightly different way, but the same content is there. Then we have the doctor section, which looks kind of like this on the original, and let's see how Instant created that for us. And look at that, it looks awesome. The only thing that I would change here is the image of the doctor, but it would be nice and ethical to have a real doctor in here. So you just have the section, you're gonna have to replace the image itself. All the elements are there, the same as there were on the original section. Then we're gonna have the FAQ section at the bottom, same as Ledisa has over here. Now, obviously you can edit everything in here. If you want to change anything, you're gonna have all the controls here on the right. And once you have all your sections done and you're happy with the result, you want to push it on your actual store, we can go here and click publish. And of course, everything is mobile friendly, and you can go and you can scale everything down to see how it looks on mobile devices, because we all know how important mobile actually is. So if you're interested in Instant, you're gonna have a link in the description of this video. So what actually makes Ledisa sell so much? A few things. First, they named the product after the trend. GLP-1 is already a major topic in health and wellness, so placing it in the name instantly connects with demand. They do include a disclaimer clarifying that the product doesn't actually contain GLP-1, but by that point, the attention is already captured. Some people might see that as controversial, but the product still appears to resonate with a large number of customers. The lesson here, align your product name with what your customer is already thinking about. Ledisa leverages the GLP-1 trend, and that helps it instantly connect with existing demand and capture attention fast. Second, they make the downgrade feel like a loss. The subscription comparison is designed so that switching to one time removes benefits. And that's a built-in comparison that makes the better option obvious. And third, they handle doubt before it becomes friction. The 90-day guarantee, the doctor quote, the trust badges are all visible early. Instead of waiting for objections, they answer them ahead of time. If your product creates any hesitation, deal with doubt before the customer even thinks to ask. If this video gave you something useful, the next one will too. There is a Shopify store making around $10 million a month, selling a product that has been used as a medicinal herb for thousands of years. Click the video on the screen and I'll see you there.